Welcome back to Forsyth County News Football Media Day. And joining me right now are the Fideles Christian Rangers.
Avery Moore, Devers Cromer, Cole Groover, and Ben Metcalf.
I'm FCN Sports Editor Nicholas Sullivan. Obviously, coming into first year as a head coach, what's kind of the expectations like?
Well, our expectations are to win the state. That's our goal at the beginning of every season, and that's going to be our goal every year from here on out. And we have multiple goals that we've set throughout the year that will keep us focused. But our number one goal, win state.
For those who maybe aren't as familiar, with your program, what kind of, personnel do you have this year? I mean, even the ones who are, the parents and stuff might not know fully what the team is going to look like.
Oh, I'm really excited about the players we have this year. We've got some seniors that have really stepped up and they've filled shoes, and they've learned the system. They've learned what we've asked them to do. They have seemed to buy in, and they're having fun. And when you have players that have fun and don't think a whole lot on the field because they know what they're doing, you're going to play fast. And if we play fast, we can win.
And Coach Wimberly, for you, obviously, brought a couple of your linemen here, and just kind of what have you seen out of that unit as a whole, and what are your expectations for them? Obviously, kind of the backbone of the team.
Sure. I love to preach fundamentals, and so that's what we're going to be working on a lot, just keeping everything basic so that they do everything second nature, and just get after that either side of the ball. One of the big things that we've done is we've got them in the weight room, we've got them in wrestling, we've got them in doing other things that are just probably not sports specific, to increase their athletic abilities and to make them understand how maybe one-on-one and being in those trenches is.
This question is going to be for the players. As opposed to, some of the people who have been here throughout the day from other teams, you guys all pretty much have to play both ways. How have you guys kind of worked to build up that stamina and just kind of to build up that mindset that it takes to be able to do that at the high school level?
Well, I feel like this team has been putting in a lot of effort throughout the summer. We've been working out together as a team and just bonding so we can really get to know each other, because that's one of the most important things, because you can't really play with your team if you're not bonded with them. But we've been doing optional practices, just getting our head in the game and warming up for the season.
As you'd said, we've been doing a lot of work over the summer, just making sure we're fit physically and even just mentally to do this, like as Avery said, just bonding with our teammates and just creating like more of a family than just a team.
Yeah, basically what they said, but this is my fourth year playing, so I've been doing this a long time, so it's kind of more natural for me to do it now, and yeah, bonding with them, it's been fun. I've been lifting a lot, so I'm prepared for what's to come this season.
I truly believe that our workout program that we had going this spring and summer has really helped. But a lot of it's just going to come down to, can you play tough and can you tough through it, And that's going to be the test of time this season, and I'm ready to really face it,
Sticking with the players there, what do you kind of feel like is the identity of this team, either, specifically on offense or defense, or just kind of collectively?
I think toughness is a part of it, but I also think it's just like a brotherhood, And I think that's important. You got to go into it like he was talking about bonding, and we've seen a lot of growth from new players and returning players, and I think this identity is going to be in having each other's backs and just, pushing forward through every win or loss and stay focused.
Yeah, what he said, being like bonding together, knowing each other personally, knowing that like your brother will have your back and they will play as tough as they can for you. So, it kind of inspires me to play as hard as I can for them.
Yeah, I think the identity of this team is just going to be like toughness, making sure we can, and just not giving up at all. So just like pushing through even if it gets difficult, and also just, really just playing for each other and not just for yourself.
I feel like this team has like an identity as like a brotherhood, but we don't really have an identity as a offensive or defensive team because we're going to try as hard as we can on both sides of the ball. We're not just going to be strictly an offensive team or strictly a defensive team. We're going to try and have people know that we're not just going to play one side of the ball. We're going to play both.
Coach Slaughter, for you, Fideles is in the same, GAPS 9-man, region that they were last year with local rivals Horizon and Pinecrest. What are your thoughts on competing in that region that also, produced the classifications to state finalists?
We're excited to compete. You have to be excited to compete if you're going to play football. We're excited that we get to play Horizon and Pinecrest. And, that brings up another one of our goals for the season is to win the county. And to win the county, we have to beat Horizon, we have to beat Pinecrest. We really appreciate those two programs and what they do. And I believe they appreciate what we do as well. But when it's time to put the helmet on and tie up the laces, we're gonna try to win.
For you, Coach Wimbley, what have you kind of seen from the team as far as trying to build? I guess a lot of them said toughness and brotherhood, and what have you kind of seen throughout the summer as far as trying to come together in those ways?
I can sum up what we got right now in 2 words: grit and heart. We're going to be gritty. We're going to have to be playing both sides of the ball, and to do that, you're going to have heart. You got to have it, right? So I'm hoping we're instructing these guys in the right way to do that, and come up with some good plans for these guys to go out and dominate.
Last question for the players. Whether it's sort of team oriented or individually, what are some of the goals you're hoping to achieve this year?
I think we all have one main goal in mind, and it's to get to state, and not just get to state, but win state. I think that's all what we want to do. And we want to just show people who might have thought less of us from our past that we are in it to win. We're not just doing this for fun. We're doing this to win, and we're doing it in God's name.
Yeah, I second what Avery said, but I also want to go back and the teams that we had like close losses to, I want to beat them.
Obviously, the main goal is to win state, make it to the playoffs, but also to beat our rival Horizon and like Pinecrest. That would be nice. And Unity. It would be nice to beat them this year.
I strongly agree with what every one of these guys just said. I'm really looking forward to this season, and I think honestly, just I want to leave like more of a legacy, not for myself or the guys on the team, but like I want to go back in 20 years and this be a strong football program, like be what Pinecrest was last year, just dominating everyone. That's what I want this school to be.
Lastly, Coach Slaughter, just overall, what are you looking forward to the most during your debut season?
I'm looking forward to getting on the field with these guys and watching them compete and grow. Watching them this past summer, they've worked out at Morris Fitness and they've really gotten a lot stronger, worked really hard, and they bought into what we're trying to do. And what we're trying to do is create a culture to where we know that we play out of love, and we play out of love for each other, for God, for our school, for ourselves. And when you play out of love, you have to focus on your actions and not your words. So we break out every practice and every game with what we do, because we know that we're going to show our love for the game and for each other by what we do, and we're really excited to show that on the field.
Thank you again to the Fideles Christian Rangers and head coach Rob Slaughter for joining us today at Forsyth County News Football Media Day, brought to you by Bryan Properties. Special thanks to our platinum sponsors, Andine Chevrolet, Los Rios Mexican Restaurant, and Los Rios Mexican Cantina, as well as Pop In for hosting us today. I'm FCN Sports Editor Nicholas Sullivan, and thank you for watching.